What is going on? Welcome back to
Thank you.
the Revolution.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful to have you. How's life?
So good. I'm so happy to be back here. This is perfect.
We're glad to have you. You know, you've become a very active revolutionary in the movement, and active revolutionaries are who we want to talk to on the Revolution show. So, can you give a little intro about yourself for people who maybe have never heard of you before, or don't know you, and don't know what you do?
Yes. My name is Nisha Hewlett. My business is The Aligned Pretzel. I know it's cute. I'm a feminine energy business coach. And so guys are probably like, what the heck? But this applies to everyone. My niche is specifically women who have already started their business and are struggling to break through their few payments, for example, and really help them thrive. So that is who I am, what I do. I'm in various marketing, like affiliate marketing, MLMs, etc. So I've maximized the income stream for this business. When I spoke back in October, when I was like fresh off the boat, if you want to say, the entrepreneurial boat, and did really well in my first month, booked myself out, and now am this close to doing so again 6 months later in my business. Thank you. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. My background is primarily in nursing, so I didn't know anything about building a business. I just was fired, and I like to say the universe pushed me off a cliff and jumped right into it, and here I am. So yeah.
And so I wanted to talk about your first month. What was it like after that first month? You had like a very successful. You made like $20,000 in your first month, right? And what happened after that?
After that, so I made $20,000. I went to Bali because that's like my place. It's the second time I've been there, and I didn't even take my partner with me. I was like, nope, I'm leaving. Bye. Not that I'm leaving him, but I'm like, no, just everything my soul needs to just like go. And he has not joined the digital revolution, so he doesn't get to go. And so this is really important because as entrepreneurs, we're like, I can't make money unless my vibe is perfect. I can't make money unless like I'm perfect and I have this, perfect persona, and like the perfection is a really big thing, right? And I somehow got on that bandwagon. I'm not a perfectionist. And so yes, things went really well. I launched some subscription sites with how to like some passive income and group programs, but I didn't actually promote one-on-one coaching because I had convinced myself once I came back home that I couldn't make money if I wasn't in Bali. These learning beliefs are around. My relationship really had friction when I started the entrepreneurial journey, so it wasn't perfect anymore. And I was like, well, if my relationship's not perfect, I can't make money. And so it was quieter, but that was my fault. I didn't promote myself. How are people supposed to know you have something to offer if you're not out there actively selling it? And so I focused on my groups. I even convinced myself that I didn't want to do one-on-one coaching.
Wow.
Because that was just the fear, right? And so now, just the start of the year, I was like, okay, this is bullshit. These beliefs are holding me back, and I can't believe I allowed myself to do this. And I put myself in what I call a financial trauma by letting those beliefs take over, like my body, and my actions. And so now I am on the other side again, 90% booked out, and actually now 90% of my income is coming from semi-passive subscription groups, group programs that I don't have to do work with every day. It's kind of like a one and done. And I've done a lot of seminars, which are now available as super passive income on my website. And so
That's great.
I believe that happened for a reason, right? Because I was, especially as a newbie entrepreneur, you're told so much, like you must be mega successful and book out your one-on-one before you look at groups and passive income. And I did almost the opposite.
Yeah.
And so
Hey,
I'm sorry.
whatever works.
Yeah, I feel really blessed that I now have that passive income. So, and as an entrepreneur, it's like guaranteed. It's a monthly like subscription, like you subscribe to boxes, right? Like gift boxes or Netflix.
Yeah.
And so it's like as guaranteed as it gets for an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really thankful for that. And so that's kind of where I've been at.
That's awesome. That's really cool. And then once you have that passive income coming in, that gives you the energy and the momentum to do bigger and better things because
100%.
yeah, because your stress is kind of gone. You know, it's obviously not totally gone, but like you're good for the most part.
Yeah, I would love to touch on this.
Please.
So the thing is, money is energy, right? We've probably heard this before, and we're like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
So some of us are like, I don't resonate with that, but it is true, right? Yeah. Right.
Money's paper.
Yeah. But the thing is, when we're unsupported by money, like we don't feel like it kind of has our back, that it's like always going to be there. We're worried about it coming. Of course, you're not thriving in whatever you're offering. It doesn't matter what it is. Because you're so panicked and not having trust in not only yourself, but the universe, that everything's going to be fine, right? So when we feel unsupported by money, our subconscious starts freaking out, our childhood beliefs start coming back, and you don't thrive because you're like, well, I have to do all the things, I have to do these things to get this money, and what about my bills? And your mind goes crazy, and you're not magnetic in that state, and people aren't attracted to your work because you are focused on this outcome and you have this neediness energy surrounding you of like, I must get the sale instead of like, I must help people with my why, right? Or my message. That's a very different energy.
Yeah, absolutely. And people can sense that if you're desperate. People can tell like right away, if you need their money. And they don't like that because then they're like, well, what are you, what's the problem? Why are you struggling? If because you're trying, obviously, if you're pitching someone on something, you want to be confident and you don't want them to think like they are, whether or not you close them as make or break on the whole business, because then they're probably not going to hire you. So if you come from a place of abundance, if you come from a place of, knowing that everything's going to be okay, even if you really do need their money, knowing that everything's going to be okay in the long run is very important because then you can say, okay, I don't need this person to say yes to me. And then, you have a lot more better position, So not even from like a spiritual sense, like I agree on a spiritual level, there's something to be said for an abundant mindset for sure, and we can talk about that. But I mean, just from like a very practical level, like you come off as desperate, people aren't going to want to hang out with you, let alone buy from you.
Yeah, people hate to be sold to, and I didn't mean to talk about this, but here it is, and it usually comes up for a reason.
Yeah, they do.
Somebody needs to hear this.
Yeah, and they do hate to be sold to, and I've stopped for consulting. I'm still like looking for clients, but I don't try to pitch. Like this is something I read Frank Kern's new ebook. It was really good. And it was about this. And he said like, don't pitch people. Just show them how you can help. Just help them for free. Give them free advice. And then they're going to like it and it's going to work. And then they're like, that free advice was pretty good. Paid advice must be great. And then you're like, yeah, it's great. It's even better. They're like, okay, sign me up. That's it. Like, and it works very well. Yeah. From my experience.
We're like, yes, being digital is an amazing thing and like having this freedom to go anywhere. But in this digital space, we're pitched to constantly between Facebook ads and people doing their own organic marketing, right? Like, and then you turn on the TV and what do? You're being sold to all the time, right? And so consumers are smarter than they used to be, like compared to the 90s, for example, where they're like, buy now and you get 2 extra pairs, for example. Like, that doesn't work anymore, right?
No.
And so we're being sold to all the time. So what are you going to do to make it different, right? Like, if there's 10,000 people, like I'm a coach. I'm sorry, there's thousands upon thousands of coaches out there in the same groups vying for the same kind of people. Sure, everyone niche is a little bit different, but
Same time.
There's a lot of overlap. Yeah. So what are you going to do to be super different, right? And honestly, the best advice that I can give you is not about researching your client, although that's important, right? Like your ideal client and like speaking to their words. Yes, that's important. When I blow up, like when my Instagram blows up or my group, for example, like I grew over 300% the other week, is when I stopped giving a fuck. And I mean that in the best sense. Not that you stop giving a fuck about your business, but you stop giving a fuck about what people think, your outcome, right? Detach from the outcome of the sale, for example, and you stop focusing on how many followers you have, how many people are adding your group, how many likes, etc. on your content.
Yeah.
When you stop giving a fuck, all of a sudden it just like blows up. It's when you stop trying so damn hard.
Yeah.
That's my best piece of advice.
No, it really does. It really does. And not just for spiritual reasons, in my opinion, does it happen like that, but also just like people can tell. People can tell. If you're desperate and you like, for example, if I became obsessed with getting like tons of members and tons of engagement into this Facebook group, and I started spamming all over the place, telling people about this Facebook group, people might see that. People would see that and be like, oh, what's up? Like why are you so desperate? Like what are you worried about? Like, and it comes off, it's not exactly how I want to portray myself.
Isn't it funny that like soulful selling tactics and spiritual tactics just seem to overlap just so beautifully?
It's what a coincidence.
Oh, what a coincidence.
What a coincidence that works out that way. But so let's take a hard right into hippie voodoo land. What does it mean to balance your masculine and feminine energies?
Yeah, let's talk about why we're actually here.
Yeah, please.
All this other time, Paul and I were just vibing.
Dude, that's what it's all about, though. It's all about the vibes.
Okay, so let's get everyone on the same page. Masculine and feminine energies, we all have them no matter what your sex is, okay? So let's just put that away right now, put that in your back pocket. They're soaring through your body. You can't see them, right, but you can feel it sometimes. It's an intangible thing, right? Just like your physical energy.
Right.
So they're soaring through us all the time. And we're meant to have like an exact balance, like a teeter-totter would, okay? Like exact same amount of masculine and feminine is what, for total body optimization, which equals optimization of your business, you want the balance. The thing is, with kind of just how society has built us, and I'll talk about that in a second, we're usually higher in the masculine, which is men and women alike. It doesn't matter. And that actually protrudes to the right side of your body, just as a kind of side note. Okay? And so feminine's the left side. But the thing is, a lot of us work 9 to 5, right, or something like that, shift workers, and we're meant to be like on all the time. Like if I go back to my history as a nurse, I was doing shift work and 16-hour shifts and on call and all the things, right? And it didn't matter if you were tired, you still had to come in and like keep working. And I think a lot of people can resonate with that. And that's the kind of masculine side protruding through, because you need a detox from everything. You need detox from food when you sleep, right? You need detox from sleep when your waking hours, right? You detox from social media, whether you like to admit that or not, in order to keep yourself magnetized, right? So you need the balance. We do need the both. What happens is when we're highly in the masculine is that burnout happens really quickly. So we're like, okay, say you're at your job and then you go home and you're like trying to make it to the gym on time. You're trying to cook dinner for the kids and they have activities you need to go to. And by the end of the day, you're freaking exhausted and you don't actually know what happened to your day because it's just flown by you.
Yeah.
Because were you actually present at any point in that day with your body? Probably not. Right? And so we like push ourselves like, I must go to the gym because I only went 3 times this week, right? Like that's a big thing for people, like meeting their imposed commitments that they've done upon themselves. But the thing is, when we keep pushing and pushing and pushing, that masculine, that's the most quality of the masculine, the pushing, the doing, the action. So that's just getting higher and higher and higher, and then the feminine is just going lower and lower and lower, and then so eventually you're just going to burn out because the teeter-totter is going to flip, right? Instead of staying in air in balance. And so the qualities of the feminine are about like receiving, surrender, being onto oneself, like nurturing, that self-care. Like you kind of see where I'm going with this. So balance, you're like, okay, so I get this question all the time, but how do I balance? Tell me what actions I need to do to balance this. I'm like, right there.
Yeah.
Stop that. That is where you're going wrong, because we're so like, I need to fix this. How can I fix it? We're so in fixed mode because we don't actually accept who we are.
Gotcha.
In your being. So you want to balance both. Yes, you want to have job, and yes, you want to have mind, body, wholeness, breath, body, movement, whatever that is for you. I think not really a surprise to people who follow me that I'm a huge yogi and a bit of a runner too. But you also need like that stillness where like whatever self-care is to you. For me, it's like extreme bath time. Like I probably have 2 baths a day. Some people like meditating. Some people that's going for a walk, like it doesn't have to be absolute, all of it. It doesn't have to be absolute stillness. A lot of people have problems like staying still while meditating, for example, right? Like maybe for you, it's dancing in the kitchen while you're cooking dinner. That's my favorite. And that's a feminine thing. Even though you're moving, it's a feminine thing.
No, it makes sense. So it's not like these 3 ways to become more feminine.
No.
Like that.
No, and
that makes sense.
The biggest thing I could say is like we don't listen to our bodies, right? Oh, I'm so tired, but I have to.
Yeah.
Even as entrepreneurs, right? I'm so tired, but I got to do that graphic, and I got to make that post, and I got to fix my website, and I have client calls tomorrow, and I want to prepare for that. And instead of like, okay, I'm going to close the laptop. I'm going to walk away.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch TV with my husband or my girlfriend, okay? I'm going to take a hot shower. I'm really freaking overwhelmed, and I feel like crying right now, so I'm just going to go in my bed and cry, and like, that's okay.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we are not meant to be on all the time, especially women. I'm sorry to say, the week that your cycle is happening, you're not supposed to be turned on and engaged in the world. And that's kind of like another podcast, but this applies to everyone, but especially that week for women.
No, you've talked about this before in your group, and it's interesting to me. I mean, I'm not a woman, so I don't have it doesn't apply to me. but I mean the idea is similar, but I like the way you expressed it. You said that that week is like a built-in mechanism that women, it's supposed to be a signal from your body that this is your time to relax for a couple days,
Exactly.
but a lot of people just keep pushing. And I mean, obviously, like as a man, I don't have the physical symptom side of it, but you still need to take a break. Breaks are so important.
So I just want to touch on, now we're going to go real woo-woo.
Please. Please.
When we were cave people, okay?
Not that woo-woo. We straight up were cave people for
Just wait.
billions of years. But continue.
The woo is going to meet the science.
Please, yeah.
Or history, I guess, in this case. We used to live by the moon. My cat is creating havoc.
It's okay. It's okay if my cats are here to do that.
Yeah, we used to live by the moon, right? So depending on if the moon phase that it was in, we knew that it was time to settle into cave because families needed a break, the women were menstruating, or if they were pregnant, they knew when they were going to give birth by the cycles of the moon.
Yeah.
And so that's how we used to live, right? So we knew when to stay still and when to be nomadic on the cycles of the moon, like depending on what it was doing, right? Full moon, new moon, right? 28 days it cycles. And so we've gotten so far away from that.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure there's some people out there like get really headachy around, like say the new moon or full moon, for example. I think the new moon is more.
They don't know why.
Exactly. They don't know why. There's no medical reason for it. There's nothing in their body that they can attest to, like, why this is happening. And some people say, oh, it's probably the moon. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
And it's true, because, like, their body, that's how we were built, right? Like, this is what we were meant to be doing, like, living in sync with the moon. And so, yeah, I mostly preach this with women because, A, that's my niche.
Yeah.
And they have kind of like a special week, right, where they're supposed to be like being reflecting and looking back on the past moon cycle to see like if they made their intentions, like, and did they come to fruition, etc. But this applies to everyone, like living in sync with the moon. I did not mean to go here, but
no, it's okay. No, it's okay. I think it's important. Actually, moon cycles and stuff like that is something I've been like next on my list of things to learn more about. Just because, like, think about it. It sounds really woo-woo, but it's not. How close the moon is to the Earth affects the ocean, which is huge. Like, you don't think it also might have some effect on you? Like it does. It just straight up does. And not just like the cycle of the moon, but then you can also get into the circadian rhythms, like going out first thing in the morning. Like, that's something I've been trying to do, is like go outside at different points of the day, because then, like, if you go out first thing when you wake up, your brain is like, oh, it's morning time. Okay, I can tell because where the sun is in the sky, and then you go out again in the afternoon at a minimum. I mean, ideally, if we were perfect, we would be just outside all day, every day. But, realistically, go out again for a little walk in the afternoon and then go out for a walk at night, because your brain needs to know, like, okay, it's this time of day. I can tell because of the moon or the sun. And you need that to get your circadian rhythm kind of, moving at the right place.
Yeah, so if the moon has so much power that it can affect the ocean, why would you think it wouldn't have an effect on your body?
Exactly.
Even to the slight amount. But even within that, so the Earth is in cycles, right? It rotates. We have seasons that just repeat, right? The years repeat, the calendars repeat, okay? Everything repeats. So why, if everything is around us is a circle, why would being us as humans be a linear line? Right? You are cyclic. That is your nature, to be in that way, right? To be, yes, the moon cycles to begin with, and then in a larger aspect, like, there's ways to optimize your life and your business with the seasons as well, right? Like winter solstice is big for a reason, guys. It's big for manifesting, right? These cycles in general, and the moon, it's big for manifesting. It's big for calling in your desires. It's big for feeling best in your body and living in alignment. And guess what? When you feel amazing and you thrive, guess what also thrives your business, right?
Yeah.
The people that I work with, are like that 2K-ish a month, and they're having problems breaking through this glass ceiling, and want to get that 5K or 10K a month, right, in their business. And they're like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've been doing this for a while, but like it's not really getting any better, and I just can't break this glass ceiling. Guess what? It's probably not your business strategy. It's probably not that you need a different marketing coach.
Yeah.
It's probably not, I need to do more webinars or whatever. It's probably not all the things, but you're probably doing the exact right things as you need to in this time. It's more about fixing you and your energy, so you're magnetic and are attracting the right people to buy your thing. And it starts with you and your body and your cycles, and like, how can you nourish the world if you're not nourishing yourself?
It's a great way to think about it, and echoed by many people, but what do you say to people who propose the opposite of what you're doing? Do you even try to debate? Because it's so popular, obviously, the hustle, 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 go to give everything you possibly can every single day if you really want to succeed. Like, what do you think about that? Is that true for some people, or do you think that they're just totally wrong?
I don't think they're totally wrong. I think hustle is an epidemic.
Yeah.
And it is falling away because, yes, you can create a business solely on like high masculine energy and hustling and working all the time. I want you to ask yourself, what are you sacrificing to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sacrificing your family? Are you sacrificing the things you want to do with your friends? What parts of your body are not feeling good from doing this? Thirdly, how long is it going to take before you burn out, actually crash, have probably like a mindset breakdown because you're not actually present within your body? And then how do you plan to recover? And if they say, well, I'm doing just fine, because let's be honest, when we start this journey, we're in total denial. I'm fine. I don't need any help. I got this.
Yeah.
When they look on their soul level, they're going to be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. Something I've been thinking about a lot lately is Jeff Bezos, and an interview I watched with him and his brother Mark Bezos, which I highly recommend anyone check out. It's on YouTube. You search Jeff Bezos, it'll come up. He's the CEO of Amazon and richest person in modern history, which is crazy. So it's a thrilling conversation. It's 45 minutes of him and his brother talking. And his brother is very successful too. And it's so cool because it's literally like the richest person in history and his brother just chilling for 45 minutes, and you get to watch. And something his brother said was like, he said, Jeff, you're obviously a very successful person. And he said, a lot of the time people ask me what it's like to be around you. And they're like, he's probably on his phone a lot, right? And he's like, and his brother was like, never, literally like never. You never like excuse yourself to take a call. You're never like texting, like when it's family time. He was like, so he's like, what's your secret? And Jeff said, and this rings so true for me. He was like, whatever I am doing in that moment, that's what I'm doing. And he's like, whatever it is. It's like, if I'm spending time with family, phones are away. Maybe I have like an emergency phone that someone could reach me if there's an emergency, which there rarely is. He was like, but phones are off. That's all I'm doing. And he's like, when it's time for business and I'm doing work, that is all I'm doing. It's like, he's like, my wife doesn't call me, I'm not doing that. He's like, that's it. You gotta, whatever you're doing. So I feel like that kind of rings true with what you're saying to an extent, is like, you got to be present. Like it's not that you're not working hard. It's just, you don't want to be all over the place, for no reason. You got to identify what's important to you. And then whatever that thing is, when it's time to work on that, just do that.
Absolutely. This is where entrepreneurs go wrong, right? Like they work their work hours, whatever that is for them, right? And then they go be with their family. Like, you know, a lot of them, their husbands work a real job, or their partners, like whatever their significant other is. And, you know, I hear this all the time. Like, my kid is like, mommy, play with me. Just 1 second, honey. Well, I got to finish this, right? Like,
Yeah.
we don't, when's the last time you turned off your notifications
Mhm.
from Facebook, Instagram, whatever your social platforms are, and actually just like spent present time? Like, I went through this with my partner, absolutely. Like, as soon as we left the house, I'd be like, where's my phone? And we were at his mom's this weekend, and if my phone wasn't in my pocket, I felt naked, and I was like, okay, I got a problem. And I started just having hours in the day where I'm not connected to it.
Yeah.
Like, I no longer have any notifications on my phone from any social media platform, and more stricter hours of this is when I work. And so people can wait to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, if you're responding like this, does that really cultivate the feeling that you're an entrepreneur who is in his or her craft and not desperate for their business?
Yeah. That's a great point. That's a great point. Nisha, unfortunately, let's wrap this up. Before we do, first of all, anyone listening, if you want to ask any questions, please do. Even if you're watching the replay, please, Nisha, you're in the group.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the group. So please, if you're watching this on the replay, ask some questions below. But Nisha, is there anything you want to say before we wrap this up? Or is there anything you'd like to promote or talk about?
I would just love to see you all on the Aligned Pretzel community. My niche is women, and we do have some men, including Paul, in the group, who are very supportive of the kind of lunar lifestyle that I just talked about. So I would love to see you all there. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and any questions, please feel free to ask them. I love questions.
One more thing. If someone does want to learn more about feminine energy other than your group, like where did you learn about all this stuff? Where could someone go? Is there a book someone could read about this?
There's a lot of great books. I really recommend Lisa Lister. She is kind of like a period guru, but she relates everything back to masculine, feminine energy. She has a couple books, one being Witch, the other one being Love Your Lady Landscape. So I highly recommend her as for like understanding the balance between masculine and feminine, and like what she really touches on, like what does the moon really mean about your body.
Yeah.
So that would be really helpful. And as for me, I learned because I was a yoga instructor, and I really learned about this when I did my yoga teacher program. So that's all a great kind of jump into the entrepreneurial journey.
That's great. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the keys for a key to success is being able to take things from different disciplines and apply them to other things. Like if you study a lot of people who are kind of like Renaissance people, like Leonardo da Vinci, who's literally the Renaissance man. But that's what he did. Like that's what made him such a genius, is he could see like how something from painting applied to engineering. So that's really cool that you're able to do that. You know, like take something from yoga and apply it to business. That's so important.
Thank you. So yeah, that's what I would recommend. You can check out my website too. I do have some information about masculine, feminine energies. It's thealignedpretzel.com. Super easy. And hope to hear from you guys.
Nisha, you're amazing. Once again, if you have any questions and you're watching this, drop them. Otherwise, don't drop them. But we'll see you all later. Nisha, ciao.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.